Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Talks with Kenny, and here we'll be reacting to Larry Elder's mic drop moment that completely destroyed this leftist's argument. Racism is not a major problem in America, and I agree with that statement. Like, it's what I always say to my friends. Like, I say, hey, racism only affects me 4% of my life, and people will always get pushed back. Like, what are you talking about? And then when I talk about it, I say, hey, there's no laws that discriminate me based on my race. Every circumstance that befell the black community, I believe, is due to choices that they made or are influenced to make, but it's not due to their race is why they're in that position. No, that's my basic philosophy, I'll say. And end of the day, I believe I'm created equal, right? I believe that if you're capable of something, I'm also capable of it, right? And even if you put obstacles in my way or you try to get in my way because you don't like me, to me, I won't quit on myself just because you don't like me, based on something I can't control. Let's get into this video. Larry Elder mic drop moment. Here we go.
You say racism is not alive today, but
I didn't say that. You said that.
Okay, what did you say?
Racism is no longer a major problem.
Already misquoting him. This is my first, I watched a lot of his videos, but this is the first time I seen this one. But he already started on the wrong foot. Already misquoting him.
In America.
Well, let me just ask the crowd: how many in the crowd would say that there's something from their childhood that's still affecting them today in terms of how you behave?
What do you guys think? I mean, that's obvious. Like, no one has just a smooth sailing through life. Even if they're a rich kid born from a rich family, they seem like they want for nothing. They go through hard times. That's something guaranteed in this life. Everyone go through something. Everyone got a struggle, right? Regardless if you rather have their struggle than your struggle, everyone has a struggle. You don't know people's circumstances just based on their skin color. And that's why I find like comical is that black people complain about racism, but they actually practice racism. You being prejudiced based on someone's skin color about something, and then you expect them not to do the same to you. So you don't do unto others that you don't want them to do to you. So if you're being racist and then you don't want the person to be racist back, it makes no sense. Because if you take away the fact that they're white and you ask them, okay, how did you get there? They didn't get a good credit score just because of their skin color.
From their childhood, anything.
I would say
let's be honest, right?
100%.
100%
Yeah.
correct, right?
Of course.
Okay, so in the case of black people, if you look at 400 years of abuse,
You're not 400 years old.
You beat me to it. But yes, that's my whole thing. Like, I did a video reacting to Tariq Nasheed, the reparations, and that's my whole argument. Like, you want to get money, you want to get compensated for a suffering you never been through, for a discrimination you never felt, but because you happen to come from that line, right? But and end of the day, you're not confirmed. Like, if we didn't do no audit, it's just we just assume just because you're black that, oh, you come from a descendant of slaves. We don't know. You could have been coming from a slave owner too, because there were black slave owners as well. Your parents could have immigrated from Africa after slavery. Like, you don't know. You didn't go through that, right? Japan, people say, my tax dollars went for reparations for Japanese American. Yeah, but it went to the people that actually went through the suffering. Not some entitled descendant of slaves that he didn't go through any of that. He lived in the least racist time period in America, right? More or less. You gotta ask, is America now more racist or less racist than what your ancestors went through? If not, you have it easier. You have more opportunity. Putting your energy on something more probable, which is, hey, I have a lot of opportunity here. Let me cash in on that. You want to worry about reparations. You want to wait on reparations. Oh, you're going to keep waiting. You're going to be waiting and you 80. You still waiting for that reparations. Invest your energy in something more productive. That's all I'm saying. That's all me and Larry's saying, bro.
Sir.
No. I said black people.
You're not 400 years old. Black people.
I'm not saying me. I'm saying black people.
Nobody black is 400 years old.
Okay, well, the history of slavery.
It goes back to this, like, my feelings, because I'm black trauma. Oh my God. And my thing with the black trauma argument is the lefty or the liberal, whatever school system, they keep putting it in your face. Like, it's like they don't want you to forget that you people that look like you were slaves. Romans can say that. Irish people can say that. Like throughout the whole course of history, humans always enslaved other humans, right? How you think Africans enslaved y'all first, and then they sold you guys after they enslaved y'all to the white people? But y'all act like the white people came to Africa and enslaved y'all. No, they didn't. Africa was not inhabitable for white people, all right? Medicine was not advanced enough for white people to sustain themselves in Africa, so they had to rely on the African slave traders to get you guys. And then they buy you from the coast, and then they ship you guys back to America. This is the human condition to enslave other humans. It's not specific just for black people. Slavery is not just something for black people. Every group of people went through slavery. It's just we have recency bias because you guys were the last slaves, essentially, right? And you guys want to act like you guys have a right on slavery just because of your skin color. I'm done being a victim, bro. Like, there's nothing no one can say that can convince me that my skin color is a handicap, but for some reason, just because I was born a certain way, that I got some ancestral trauma that is crippling me today, and that for it to be cured, I need money from people who never enslaved me, people who were never slave owners.
400 years old. That's just a piece of it. Had to endure the trauma, and now we're still here today. My point is that you say racism is not alive today, but
I didn't say that. You said that.
Okay, what did you say?
Racism is no longer a major problem in America.
Correct.
It's no longer powerful enough to hold anybody back that's willing to work hard and follow the 4 or 5 things I just now mentioned.
So yeah, that's my point. Why worry about something that the most a racist can do to you is call you names, maybe get in your way physically, like maybe pick a fight with you. That's the most they can do. They can't stop you from getting a house loan. Only you can. Only you stop yourself from that. If you listen to someone, oh, you can't do that, you're black. You can't do that, you're black. You're just gonna be like, oh, he said it. I guess it's true. I can't. No. Like that's what I say. I feel like black people don't got no fight in them no more. They want to fight about the wrong things, and then the things that actually gonna get them somewhere, that actually gonna take the community higher, they don't want to focus on doing that. It's the same shit with Black Wall Street. Y'all let the white people destroy it, and then y'all gave up on it. You're like, instead of just we're gonna fight for ours. But you know, Democrats know what they're doing. They law y'all in. They're like, hey, we integrate with us. We give you jobs. We make it easier for you. You know, it's hard. That building for yourself is hard. It's hard. But take the easy route. Take us. Like we'll help you. You know, on their jobs, on their industry. And now the concept of doing for yourself is like, oh my God, I will never do that.
I never said racism is gone.
I agree with that, but the effects of racism are still very much alive. The effects and effect.
He's going for an emotional appeal. Like I'm too rational. Like I just think, nah, I'm hard on myself already. So I will never accept that. Because when I came, my mom told me, hey, I immigrated here to give you a better opportunity than I had in Haiti. If you don't become nothing, you were born in this country, you don't become nothing in this country. She said, oh, I wasted an opportunity. So I didn't have no time to worry about what this guy's talking about right here. I'm like, no, I gotta do right by my parents that brung me here, moved here, immigrated here to set their family up for a better opportunity than what they had in the past. And I want to pay that forward for my son. I don't have time to worry about this. Would have, could have, should have. I'm not even sure if I'm actually am part of that descendant of slaves. But these people sure know, oh, I'm black. I must be part of it. You don't know that. Let's continue. I'm talking too much.
Next will last generations upon generations.
It's nonsense. 1940, before the Civil Rights Act was passed, before the Voting Rights Act was passed, open housing was passed, 87% of blacks lived below the federally defined level of poverty. 1960, 20 years later, that number had declined to 47%, a 40-point drop.
And one thing I liked about Larry Elder, and that he's really the reason why I end up becoming conservative, is the way he talks about, like he tells the statistics. 1940s. Like he can give you the time, date. I want to be a fax machine like that one day too, but I have to keep doing my research. But you can research what he says. Oh, is that claim really true? And you can look it up. When you hear left, and then when I compare it to the other side that argues with him, it's vague, undefinable, appeal to emotion, last resort name calling. I'm like, I'm not learning anything from you. You're just telling me what to think. You're not showing me what proof or how you came to that conclusion. You don't tell me how you you don't tell me your rationale and how you came to those conclusions and what proof that you used to get there. That's why I like the Thomas Sowell stuff so much. He used a lot of empirical evidence. I don't have that stuff memorized, but that's where I aspire to be. I aspire to do, honestly. Let's continue.
From 1940 to 1960, the greatest 20-year period of economic expansion for blacks in American history, before any of the civil rights stuff had happened. The big problem, sir, is a breakdown of the black family. Look at a graph on how much time a black student spends studying every night versus a Hispanic student versus a white student versus an Asian American student. It's night and day.
Yeah, that's another point I like to bring up to my friends that argue that, we're poor because of racism. They systematically made sure that we will always be in the poor. They don't target us by our race anymore, but they make sure the system get us. Like, no, it don't. Like, you make different choices. Instead of putting Tyrone in Pee Wee football, you can put him in Coulard, which is like a fancy math class thing, math tutoring summer camp they do for kids. Asian people are full, like it's full of Asian kids in there, and they learn math like very efficiently in those classes, and they set their kids up for future success in a position where it's a high probability of success. You be an engineer, doctor. There's more opportunities to be those things than an athlete. An athlete, it's like what, million people fighting for hundred spots. The odds are not in your favor there. If you focus on high statistical odds of probability, the probability that more black people will be more successful will rise. Obviously, it's choice. You make different choices, you get different results. But to blame all that just on racism is just a cop-out. And that's how I take it.
You don't work hard, you don't embrace education, you're going to have a bad output. The question is, why are we having a bad output? And the answer is, unless there's somebody in the home to make sure you have done your homework and you've gone to bed on time.
2-parent households. If you're a single mom, you can't do that. My mom was a single mom. After she left my dad, after my dad and her split, my shit went down. Cursed. I went down the toilet. But eventually I got back up because I realized, hey, like, I can't play victim all my life. Like, I have to take my life into my own hands, right? And that's the kind of message I really want to inspire people that way. Like, hey, you can be anything you want, you can do anything you set your mind to. If you knew what I did in my life, you'll be surprised. At 26 years old, I'm 26. I'm married. I had a nice ass wedding. That's where my profile picture. That's where I got it from my wedding. I'm getting a house at 26 years old. No student loan debt. I'll tell you how I did it, but I kind of don't want to risk my job right now. But maybe that'll be in a future video. Who knows?
And you've been housed and clothed and fed properly. Unless you have at least somebody like that in the house, you're toast. And unfortunately, so many black people do not have that. And we ought to be talking about why.
I completely agree. Completely agree.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
God bless.
So, guys, that was Larry Elder, the great Larry Elder. I love listening to him. Like, he gives good information. Honestly, I gotta rewatch everything he does again, so that way I get my talking points out there, because that's where I aspire to be. Like, I want to aspire to be able to persuade, talk, and articulate myself as well as he can. Well, let me guys know what you think about the video. Like, share, and subscribe, and let me know if you guys want more of this. I'm been trying to test different things out, trying to experiment a little bit, like fail fast, right? So I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.